I want to marry a serial killer on death row. I want to write him and tell him how his case intrigued me. Yeah. I want desperation to seduce me with love letters from a man behind steel and glass. Ooh. 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 I want our first kiss to be behind one of those, to be while talking on one of those phones I thought only existed on cop shows. And I want 60 Minutes to interview me and pretend that they're not doing it for the ratings. I want to put plastic flowers in a plastic periwinkle vase from the dollar store and stick it dead center in the camera's eye to show the world just how normal I am. Hugh, what's his name, would look at me like he's torn between respecting my loyalty to my man and locking me up with him. I want my sex and conjugal visits. To play the tortured lover when they drag him back to his cell. I'd plead with the guards just long enough to cause a scene, and then go to my car, light up a smoke. This one's for you, babe. And drive home with the radio blaring and the genetic code of potential psychopaths staining my thighs. He'd ask me to live for him on the outside, even though I'd forget all about him when I spilled coffee on my living room floor. He'd tell me he's innocent, and of course I'd believe him. Believe in him like some god fallen between the cracks. He'd say things like, "It's all gonna be okay, and death's nothing compared to our love, sugar." Yeah. But most of all, I want to be there when he's strapped to death. To note a twinkle in his eye and hear him mention my name just once in his last words. Later, some obscure publication would have a story about how when he was asked what he wanted for his last supper, he just grinned and spat, "I want my woman." I'd curse the system for taking him from me when it was obvious he was wrongfully accused. And yes, even when his mom called and said there's a stench drifting from behind their trailer and maybe I'd better set up another interview with the local TV news. I'd laugh and cry at the same time when I realized my life wasn't quite as empty as I thought it would be without him. And I know that the only reason I want all these things is because sometimes the night just plain takes too long. It drags itself across the page like a drunken smile, and I watch things like 60 Minutes, and eventually my mind begins to wander. I begin to miss that feeling of you and me against the world, babe, when the world misses me. I begin to think that there's a whole lot of something wrapped up in nothing, and I get this crazy idea in my head that I can make anything work if I just believe.
Jessica Standifird, ladies and gentlemen.